you guys, there has not been even one single second in this whole time that I have actually even wanted to drink. Like, it hasn't even entered my mind, because that is how far down this road I am. This is the payoff of all of that work for the first year, of all of the work that doesn't feel glamorous, of all of the stuff where it's like, face your shit and figure out how to be a happy person without drinking. And it's messy and it's hard. And that first year, when there's so many good things, so much of it was already joy and happiness, but there were absolutely times that were crying, and I was sad, and I was exhausted, and there's doubt, and there's like all of it, right? It has paid off, and it has served me so well, because now this last few months, I've been going through one of the hardest, heaviest heart times of my life, and I have had zero desire to drink. This is where the work of early sobriety pays off, because when shit gets hard again and it gets really real, I have retrained every thought and every instinct in my body where alcohol still does not exist. I would never drink over any of the stuff that I just went through. And it has all been some of the most heartbreaking and isolating and alone and exhausting, and like, when is this going to end? When is it going to get better? All of it. And alcohol has not even been a thought in my mind. I can't imagine wanting to drink. In 3 years, that's what's happened. But it's because I did all of that hard stuff in the beginning. You keep doing the hard stuff until it's not hard anymore. Because then when life is hard, those are the habits that sustain you. Those are the things that make it possible for you to get through hard moments and actually know that you're going to get through them, right? Because that's it too. It's like, I think about the miracle of my sobriety, the fact that I was a woman who, for years before I quit, was lying to my husband, the man I love most, was lying to him about my drinking. I was hiding alcohol in my home office. I was driving under the influence more than I even care to admit. I was making terrible decisions. Alcohol absolutely had its grip on me. And now, in a span of 3 years, I have gone through some of the most excruciatingly hard, sorrow-filled moments of my life, and alcohol hasn't even been a thought. You guys, that's what's possible. That's what's possible if we let it be, if we do the work, if we trust the process in the beginning. And that's what it is. That process for me started with saying alcohol is not an option. Drinking is not an option. It doesn't exist for me anymore. I've got to figure it out, because that's what helped me develop this emotional resiliency, develop these skills. I know how to deal with really hard shit now without turning to alcohol. I know how to let myself rest. I know how to let myself grieve. I know how to be really productive when that's the season that I'm in. I know how to move the needle forward, but I also know how to step back and put up boundaries when that's what I need to. And that's everything you learn. It's everything you figure out when you take alcohol out of the way. Okay. So in a nutshell, that's pretty much it. Because when you declare that alcohol is not an option, then you're forced to turn to all of the other tools that are being presented for you, right? So like, what are you doing during cravings then? What are you trying over and over again to figure out what works for you? Are you somebody that needs to take a walk when you have a craving because your body thrives under movement? Are you somebody that maybe for a while you need to cry? Maybe it's journaling. Maybe you start going to therapy. Maybe you're somebody that finds it easy to shift those cravings and just like pour sparkling water or a mocktail. Like, it's all different for all of us. We have to figure it out. But you figure it out when you raise the stakes by saying drinking is not an option, right? Like, it's so exhausting to keep existing in that space where you're wondering, like, or you're keeping that door cracked open for alcohol. It's going to get you sooner or later then. It's going to sabotage your efforts over and over and over again until you just close the door for good and just say, alcohol is not an option. Drinking is not an option. And then I'm going to use everything else that's here for me, right? We're using the tool for cravings. We're addressing all of the beliefs we still have about alcohol, right? It's all of the stories we tell ourselves, like, oh, but it's so hard to drink because my husband still drinks. Nope. Other people have figured that out. You can figure it out too. Oh, but I'm from Wisconsin. Everybody drinks. Nope. You guys, we figured that out. You can figure that out too. How am I, but work networking events, right? I'm in sales, corporate, all these happy hours. Nope. You guys, somebody's figured it out. You can figure it out too. For everything that you're afraid of. And I don't say this to diminish anything. It's actually to show like the sisterhood that we can tap into, the commonality of our experiences. Like, yes, we all have nuances, right? Like I've in these 3 years, I've never yet actually met another mom whose special needs journey is the same as mine. But I've definitely met a lot of other moms that feel like they're drowning under the weight of kid stress. I've definitely met other moms who feel isolated at a certain point in their journey. And so the bottom line is whatever you think is so hard, you guys, somebody else has figured it out, which means you can learn from that, which also is proof that you can figure it out too. I love that. That was like such a huge sigh of relief for me, right? It's like, okay, I'm not broken and this isn't hopeless. I can figure this out. We've just got to be willing to figure it out. And the way we're willing to figure it out is when we just once and for all take alcohol off the table. It is not an option. It has zero place. And then we're just moving forward. We've got to just keep figuring it out. And we do that, yeah, by doing the things.